Hello everybody. Today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be choosing our topics for our persuasive essays. So this is just a quick video to kind of explain what you should be doing and how you can kind of hone in and select a topic and how to perform and begin your actual research. So the agenda for the day is really that we're going to pick a topic from the 6 options available. You're going to start annotating the articles that are posted for you. And once you kind of have an opinion available, you could open and begin writing the introductory paragraph for the 5-paragraph persuasive essay. I don't really expect you to get to number 3. Most of you should probably spend the day just researching and educating yourself on the topic that it is that you select. So those topics, once again, are animal testing, whether or not we should test products to be used on humans, on innocent animals. Those are cosmetics and pharmaceutical drugs, things like that. Standardized testing, there's been a huge movement and shift in the number of standardized tests that we give you and whether or not that is actually proven to impact or improve education. Video games, again, violent video games, do they provide an outlet for people's violence, or do they only incite people's violence, make people want to be violent? They think real life is like a video game. Vegetarian diets, for or against the consumption of meat and animal products. The death penalty, whether or not someone who commits a violent crime should be put to death as a punishment for that violent crime. Those are typically things like murder, those types of situations. And finally, social networking, whether or not it is good or bad for people, what kinds of anxieties it can create in people, and the amount of time that's wasted on social networks. So what you will find when you get into Google Classroom is that I've posted all of the articles. It's the first thing in the stream. It's called the 5-paragraph persuasive essay. The notes that I had posted just earlier are also here. What you're going to want to do, I would suggest, is kind of, narrow down the topics to maybe 1 or 2 that you're trying to decide between. You will open up these articles for research. They're all essentially the same research. But when you open the document, it is a view-only document. In order to be able to annotate it, you need to come up into the File tab, top left-hand corner. You got to select the File tab, go down and select Make a Copy. It should go right into your Persuasive Essay Unit folder. But once you've made a copy, you've kind of essentially made your own version of this document. Then you will be able to annotate it just fine. So each of these articles, it doesn't matter what topic you select, they pretty much look the same. Some of the formatting is slightly different from article to article. But what I've basically done is I've taken each of the websites from procon.org, each of the separate articles, and I've tried to kind of get the essential stuff into a Google Doc for you. The very first thing you're going to want to do is begin in the Did You Know section. This is usually a great way to just gather really good, strong background information. Also available to everybody at the top of the article is a link. You could just click on this, and it will take you to the Procon website's link for this specific topic. So it's worth your time and energy to dig around the Procon website a little bit. For every single one of these topics, there's a bunch of stuff over in the right-hand column over here. The Did You Know section, this breaks down which states have the death penalty, which ones don't. This is interesting, and it's pretty specific to the actual death penalty topic. It just goes so deeply into should the death penalty even be allowed? Does it deter crime? Should it be used for retribution? So if you have a family member who's violently murdered, would it make you feel better to know the criminal was also violently murdered? Tons of different stuff in there. What I have done for you guys is I have taken the gist of the articles and I've dumped it into a Google Doc for you. It's in this Google Doc that you'll be doing the majority of your annotating and highlighting. So like here's something that jumped out at me about lethal injection. It kind of tells me the different types of drugs that are used. That's something I may care to know about. So I go up into my toolbar, I select highlight, and I would highlight that so I could easily reference it later. If you're poking around on the Procon website and you find something that jumps out at you, what you may want to do is either cut and paste it. I can do that by just kind of putting my cursor over there. It may not come up formatted appropriately, and I could dump it into my Google Doc wherever I want, right? I mean, this is yours to organize. So I could do it right here, see if that shows up, and it does. It's okay. This may be great information that I want. Another option would be that I could take the URL address and I could dump that URL address into my Google Doc so that I have access to this information at some point as I'm beginning to write my paper. Or you guys also have screenshots up in that top kind of row of keys on your Chromebooks. So your job today is to truly spend this time doing research and annotating and highlighting and getting yourself educated with the topic that you are going to be pursuing for your persuasive essay. Again, don't spend a ton of time researching all 6 of them. I would select the one of these 6 topics that seems to be the most interesting to you, the topic maybe you have the strongest reaction to. And by the end of the day, you need to have a decent amount of research done, because by tomorrow we are definitely shifting into crafting that claim statement and writing those introductory paragraphs for whichever topic you're choosing to pursue. Use this time wisely. Again, in order to make your copies of the documents in Google Drive actually be interactive for you, you have to go in and open up the assignment. Then you have to go into the File tab and make a copy and dump that copy into your Google Drive. I posted them in view only so you wouldn't get 6 different topics worth of research into your Google Drive. It just clogs it up and it's unnecessary. So only make a copy of the topic that you are going to be using for your persuasive essay. Help your neighbors if they're not understanding how to do this. And again, use this time wisely. By the time I am back tomorrow, you should have a bunch of stuff annotated that jumps out at you from your article and could definitely help you defend and prove your claim. Good luck, you guys. Have a great day.